Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the topics as always. Without further ado, let's jump right into it, to the news, and then we're going to talk about the topics itself. Let's jump right into it. We got to remember that Bitcoin fell below $100,000 last Friday on November 7th, leading to over $1 billion in liquidation and a 2% drop, which was driven by broad stock market concerns and the sales from large holders, which is something that I already told you in the last video. The total market cap for crypto reached $3.4 billion before recovering slightly by Friday, as short positions were covered after getting liquidated. Ethereum slowed down and settled at around 3,300, while privacy-focused coins like Zcash and Monero, they actually rose 10 to 15% amid interest in anonymous transactions. I personally have some Zcash and I saw it go all the way to $700. It later fell down to back to 500, but now it seems to be moving on an uptrend once again. Expectations of a Federal Reserve rate cut in December may provide further support for our cryptocurrencies. And on top of that, Trump announced a stimulus check proposal. Trump actually proposed a $2,000 stimulus check for Americans, and it described it as a tariff dividend from trade policies, which could channel funds into assets like Bitcoin and inflation hedge. Analysts actually note that similar past distribution, like for example during COVID, increased crypto adoption by about 20%, which could potentially drive Bitcoin towards the $170,000, which was projected, for example, by JP Morgan. However, we still have concerns about short-term market volatility if the plan is perceived as a temporary fix. Trump's family's venture, including World Liberty Financial, are exploring stablecoin options for such distribution. And of course, what's stablecoin if not USD1? This is raising questions about the intersection of politics and crypto infrastructure, especially for the Trump family. Now, we have major firms like American Express, OpenAI, and Microsoft introducing AI-driven payment systems that are aligned with this new term that now everyone is talking about in crypto Twitter, which is the X402 standard, which is an extension of HTTP 402 for seamless crypto-enabled micropayments that now incorporate Bitcoin as collateral for loans, enabling autonomous agentic settlements without intermediaries. In simple terms, now AI can buy and sell by doing microtransactions that are pre-approved with this X402 standard. As we just talked about it, JP Morgan now maintains his assessment of Bitcoin's fair value at $170,000 over the next 6 to 12 months. In contrast, corporate crypto treasures such as those held by MicroStrategy declined 45% to $70 billion from summer heights amid these equity market pressures. On the security front, we have Google's threat report highlighting that North Korean hackers are using AI enhancement malware to steal cryptocurrency through deepfakes and automated scams. This has led to a 50% surge in hardware wallet sales, emphasizing the need for stronger and personal custody practices. Something that is happening quite a lot right now, especially for people who are starting in crypto Twitter. So they're starting to become writers, influencers, KOLs, whatever that is. People are reaching out saying, hey, we want to work with you. We want you to write for us. We want you to create a video for us. Let's jump on a Zoom call or a Google Meet. And then they're going to give you a link, but it seems like you're on a web page for Zoom or for Google Meets or whatever other communication site, but you're not going to be able to hear anything. You're going to see people talking. You're going to see people active there, sending messages, all of that, but you're not going to be able to hear anything. And then the guy is going to send you a message saying, maybe it's the drivers, download this or download that, and it's going to fix your drivers. You should be able to get in and see all of that. And that's actually a malware they're going to install in your computer and wipe your wallets, get access to your emails, to everything that you have on your computer, and it's going to compromise the whole system for you. So please be careful with that. But now, last but not least, let's actually look at the charts as we like to do here in the channel. So if we jump right here to Bitcoin went back to 106,000 this early morning. Now it is going back down towards the 104.5, but I am not too scared, especially if this stimulus check actually goes through. If you remember, a lot of people during the pandemic used that free money to pretty much invest, to pretty much deposit into risky assets because it's pretty much not their money. They have nothing to lose. And that pushed the economy, that pushed the stock market and the cryptocurrencies market very, very far, which after the pandemic, they recovered in like just 6 months, 8 months. So very, very fast. So a stimulus is indeed super good for the American population because it's going to affect the whole global market by injecting money into the system. If we look at Ethereum, we're actually looking at Solana here. Solana bottomed out a few days ago around the $145, and it seems like it is recovering. Again, we have to wait on what Bitcoin and Ethereum do, and that will affect Solana in the price action for Solana itself. By looking now at Ethereum, it seems that Ethereum got back into this range right here. Yeah, this 3,500 range. This was just a very bad candle right here, all the way to the $3,000 last week. Very bad candle. So hopefully we're able to hold inside this purple box, and then hopefully we look towards the all-time highs here very, very soon. But again, going below this is not out of the option. Our current prices are around 104,500 for Bitcoin. Ethereum is at 3569. We have XRP at 235. We have BNB below the $1,000, so super cheap in my opinion. We have Solana at 164. Then Zcash, which got all the way to number 12 here, went back to number 14. Now it is trading at $611. We can actually open this right here. Let me show you how crazy this was. Look at this. It went all the way to the $730. Then it fell down below towards the 500, and now we're going back to the 600. But here's the funny thing. Just a month ago, actually a few months ago, Zcash was trading at $42.50 per coin, and now it is over $600. So people who bought in right here, people who bought in Zcash, Monero, every privacy coin, they did 10x, more than 10x here actually. And most likely a lot of people are taking profits right now. This is why we have this correction at the top. But in 1 year, 1200%. This is fantastic. This is huge. Now, if you go to the fear and greed index, it seems like we bottomed. We never reached the extreme fear right here, but we got very, very close. And now it seems like we're looking towards the neutral zone once again. So let's keep an eye on this to see where it goes. But now, if we go to the copy trading, we are doing fantastic in the copy trading. It took so long to reach almost 1,000 right here on the 0DT, but now we're already at 200 people in the alt 0DT, which uses Ethereum and sometimes maybe Solana and other altcoins, but mainly Ethereum because it has more volatility, meaning that you can make a little bit more per month. So on the 0DT, we have almost 1,000 people, over $4 million in assets under management, and this has been going strong for over 1 year now. And the altcoin 0DT launched a few days ago and is doing very, very good. So this month, I believe we're gonna close towards 5%, maybe even higher, and this will be amazing for us at Bitopics. So far, we have $666,000 here in assets under management, and more people by the day joining in. So if you want to join and you don't know how to, the first link in the description allows you to deposit right here. This is pretty much like a stablecoin strategy, a stablecoin yield strategy for your money, but using the volatility from altcoins, and the 0DT uses the volatility from Bitcoin to generate income for you. Pretty much passive. Of course, there's a 30% success fee, but of course, it makes sense. The 0DT so far made 100% in just a little over 1 year. So imagine you making 70% because we have the 30% success fee. 70% without moving a single thing, without lifting your finger whatsoever. So this is the power of Bitopics, what we're doing with the copy trading. Now, if you want to try trade yourself and you're just a beginner, we made it simple with the options card, which now have been revamped. So here we have the new options card, and they're pretty much like, what do you see in predictions market, for example? When you go there and you see, is Ethereum going to be above or below certain price at a certain date? This is pretty much it, but for options. So it is super simple. Let's take, for example, this Solana. This is a sideways strategy. If by November 11, Solana is above 162, you make 8.72% out of the amount that you deposit. So you put $100, you're going to make $8.20. You just made 8% in a single month. That is ridiculous. So here you can see all the targets that you have. You have sideways targets, you have bullish targets above a certain price, above a certain price. You have bearish targets. So by certain date, below a certain price. You can go through all of these expirations, so November 12th, November 13th, and these get updated by the week, and then by the month, and then by the year. You can see we have January, March, June, September 2026. So we have very long expirations as well. If you believe by the future, Bitcoin is going to be super, super high up. So you can go, for example, right here on September, and you buy a bullish Bitcoin. So for example, Bitcoin above 135,000, if you believe that will be the case, you just open a position, and if you're right, you put $100, you just made 85% in a single year. That is ridiculous. So check it out. And if you're already a more sophisticated trader, you can go to options and you can choose between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. So you're going to click right here. You have your buy and sell calls and puts. You have all the expiration dates. You have the strike, the amount of options, and here you see the pricing itself per contract and how much it is for your total amount of contracts, how much you're going to be getting or paying. And if you don't know how to do any of this, if you've never seen this and it is something that you would like to learn, we have a free course. It is a free course from zero to hero for you to watch. Again, it has my little face right here. Let me mute this before it starts blasting on your ears, but you can see my bearded face right here. We have all of these strategies here. I think it is 20 videos from the introduction all the way to how to track and calculate with AI, how to do your own spreadsheet, and many more lessons. And if you have anything that isn't covered here that you would like to learn and you're not able to find in this channel, just send me a message here on Bitopics Twitter, on my personal Twitter, which is right here, OXEvinho. On X, you can find me with this handle, and there you can ask me whatever questions and we can add more things to the course later on. So hopefully this is it for today's video. Hopefully you were able to learn and understand more about everything. As always, thank you so much for reaching all the way to the end of the video. If you did get all the way here, leave a thumbs up, a little emoji, so it shows me that you got all the way there and you are a great viewer. So thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video on Friday. As always, take care. Peace.